Okay, here we are again after a quick break, and I realized something that it's not gonna work, unfortunately. But just to prove, I will finish my train of thought, or I will finish my my. I should pull this up as well. Oh no, because I don't have the X, of course. Yeah, that's for one position. No one position at a time. I do it. Okay, now. Highlight it. So this should basically be it. You have your maximum highlighted, you know exactly where it is, and this should work. The thing is, it will not work. And for the simple reason that I just figured out during my break, is that if you have an odd number, a line horizontal number, but then, so I think for the most cases, it will work now. This is 5. So this would not have worked. Okay. Interesting. Wait, what? Why did it not highlight anything? Max highlighted. Wait, okay. And I do a turn. No, I do a break. Otherwise, it would just keep it going to the beginning. Yeah, okay. And I have to do. Yeah, okay. I might. This will not still not work completely. I have to do the -1 here and smaller than or equals, because otherwise I still not gonna color the last part. Okay, so this makes sense. Smaller than -1. Okay, but so why do I say it's not gonna work, even though it looks like it can work? Um, oh yeah, actually, my previous example also showed me something that it's almost seems like it's worked, but there is this one dot. Why does this one fail? Well, it's for the same reason as why. Well, the scenario I was thinking of was more something like this. You have 3 points, then you go down, you go up, and you have a point there. You go down again. This fails. Why? Because again here you have this point, so it's like, ah, yeah, there definitely is still a point there. This point actually gets calculated or gets marked wrong no matter what, because I mean, like, this is a single point, and I can show you that a single point will fail as well. But here it will actually say like, okay, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, and like, are you really in? Well, yes, because we have this point, and the point itself will also cause an issue, will also be wrong, for the simple reason that up, 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 of course, in my current algorithm, it will not be wrong. Why? Because it finds this point and it says there's nothing on the right of it, so this works. So, I mean, like, the algorithm works for most of the shapes, but as you saw, there are a couple of weird cases which you have to figure out, and I don't think we can really figure them out without really looking at more line-based things. 5. Okay, so here on the bottom, for instance, this is 4. That's a line of 4. So you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. So we're out, and then you have this one point, which is weird. How can you be out, but you still have this one point, which is also out? And that's because my definition of crossing the line is Wrong. Or is it wrong because you want to know this point, how many lines do we cross? But actually, this point doesn't cross any lines. It is a line. So what you actually want to know is like this point, how many lines does it cross? Well, like if you look at the left, you could say like, well, I mean like you have, that's a good question. How many lines do you have? Because you have this line here, that's one, and here you have this line, that's two. But do you really cross that line? Well, maybe not. If you look at the other side and lines you cross, well, it's clear that's just one. So I was thinking on a different. Wait, let me. I'm gonna. It's easier if I disable filling the shape and clearing the highlights, so you can stay with highlights. Points are clear. That's okay. I don't care about that one. Why is it easier? Because then it doesn't fill it up incorrectly. How can I show you what I mean? So what I was thinking now is like we definitely have to go look at the lines. So we definitely have to look at lines. And what I was thinking is we mark all the highlights, so we keep a boolean, and we keep track of how many, whether there is a line or not at a point, which is basically the same as having highlighting. What the difference is, but it's also not going to work. What was I thinking? I was thinking of actually marking it with a number, saying how many lines there are at a certain point. So this point would have two lines because it's just one, two. This point also has two lines because it's one, two. The only problem with this thing is then if you then use the count to say like whether you're inside or outside of it, well then this point, all these points would be outside of the shape. Why? Because you already have two lines you crossed here. So that doesn't really match. That's annoying. Would that even work with the thingy? Well, because here you would have two, and this would say one, 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 two. So you could still have an odd number where this would be inside of the line, and you get to kill shenanigans. So maybe what I want to do is instead of keeping a number, maybe I want to keep like an orientation. That's problematic because this is, well, I mean, like I can always just remove them. The thing is, why do I not want to remove them? I can, for instance, I can say like, okay, here you have a line, and this is true, 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 and this is false. For instance, I can keep this false. I think, no, no, there's no line here. This is all true, 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 and again, this is would be false. So everything else will also be false. Like there's no line here. So if you're checking, are we crossing a line? Well, this one would be true still because you have this point. So this one, yes. This would also be yes, which is also problem because you say like yes. So this is okay. We're inside the shape. You just use the line. Okay, yep, we're outside the shape. It's one and two, which is not right. Unless, of course, we have to consider a horizontal one as like just not being part of the shape. So it means that this one will also not be true. This one will also not be true. But if neither of them are true, then this will also be false. So this definitely has to be true to say like, yeah, okay, this is a line, and this is a line. But if you cross two lines, you're outside of the shape. Here it's easy, you only have one. Here it's more complex because you have one. I guess what you technically can do is you can say this is one, this is two, and this is three. That's actually how it should work. One, two, three. And then you know this is inside. Here is all. One, here, and you have one, two. That's another thing. Like here, you would not say one, you would say this is one, two, three. That's why this is inside. That's why this is, well, this will also be inside basically, because one, two, three. This point, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's outside. You really have to count the thing. 1, 2, 3. So then I'm thinking, what do I have to do is I probably have to take not so much how many lines are here, because I mean, like, again, if you say like how many lines are at each point, like, well, this would be 1, 2 points, but how are you going to decide whether this is the same or a different line? Because this 2 points, for instance, are two different lines. So again, here, this point, how many lines do you have? Well, it's 1, 2. So here you would say, okay, you have 2 lines, and 1 line here, 1 line here. Okay, that's good. So you have to count them separately. But here, yeah, you also have 2 lines here, but this is the same line. Oh, 1, 1, but it's the same line. So this does not work. So what is the idea? The idea is that for each point, maybe I have to number the lines. I have to say this is line 1, this is line 2, this is line 3, line 4, line 5, line 6, line 7, line 8. So in this case, I have 8 lines, and I put each number on every point. So here I say, okay, this is 1 or 0, whatever. I have 1, so 1, 1, 1, 1. And I have 2, which is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And then I can, for each point, I can see which lines are here, and then I can say, well, I can see which lines there are, and why is that important? Because if I come here and I say this is line 6, I think it was 6, and then line 7, line 8. So I count, I see, okay, at this point, I have 6 and 7 here, and this is 7, I don't care. It's kind of a bit like set-wise. Like, I don't care that I see 7 again, because I already have 7. This is 8. So then in the end, I have 6, 7, 8. And I know, well, 6, 7, 8, count of it, that's 3, so I'm inside. That is the current approach. That is what I'm thinking of doing now. That does mean, of course, that we have a double iteration through it. Max highlight doesn't matter anymore. This is grid size X. And I have to completely duplicate this. Of course, eventually I will clean it up. So I've been saying for a couple of weeks now already. And then again, I check, is it highlighted? Well, no, I don't want to see it highlighted. Actually, I don't have to go through the whole loop. No, 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 no. I can use my points. So what do? I don't do this. I don't do this. I have my points. I have points. I had a helper method. Get line positions. That's the one I need. Get line positions. Then I will get all my positions. Vector 3 int. Get line positions. That's the one. And this is indeed, this is okay. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Does that include the start and include the ends? I would hope so. Delta x. Step equals 1. Positions new vector int amount of steps. Positions step minus 1 equals position. New times step. Step starts at 1 step x, so no, it does not include. I don't think it includes the starting points. Maybe not including the endpoint either. I'm trying to figure that one out. I go smaller than or equal to steps. So if it is equal to steps, then I do delta x divided by steps times steps. So it's delta x, step x, step times step x. Yeah, that's a step. So it's delta x start dot x, okay, plus delta x. What's delta x? Delta x equals end dot x minus start x. So this would be end x. So it does include the end. It does not include the beginning. Interesting. That's okay, I guess. It's a bit weird though that does not include the beginning. get line positions. Okay, and then here I say 4 points rather than 4 points in points. How do you say it in C++? C++? C sharp. Probably I'm gonna do something like this now. Clear all highlights. Yeah, clear highlight. Wait. Clear highlight points 0. Yeah, so this. How come this one does not clear the last one? Because of d plus 1 divided, yeah, modulo. Okay, whatever. Do I actually really need this? And points index plus 1. Yeah, okay. I think y is no start end. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, because I need to get my start and end, so I can't just say points because it needs to have the line. Okay, so this is of course not clear highlight. Let's see, get points, get line points. That's called get line positions of start and end. And this I can also use index for. So I have a, what am I gonna call this? I'm gonna call this a line grid. That's weird. Segment. Yeah. Line grid equals new int and this is grid size x, but then 2 times positive and minus invalid rank expected. Was there not something special with the, if you do a double where you have to do a comma or something? I remember seeing that, but I'm just not sure which language I was working in when I saw that. I've only worked with one-dimensional arrays so far. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, yeah, this is definitely not C sharp. Then it was. It must have been a different language. But why does it not work? C sharp to the array. Okay, that doesn't really help. Oh, it is like that. At least according to some people. But maybe I have to put braces. Nope. Cannot implicitly convert type int to int. Then I have to change it here as well, like this. Yeah. Oh, it definitely was C sharp, but I saw it. When did I use this one then? When did I see it? And that was like the difference between like a true two-dimensional one or actually it's not even an int, it's a list of int. No, it's set. Oh, that's what I hate about Visual Studio Code. C# set. Collections. I see lists. Okay. Iterators. Okay, I don't care about that. I want to know which sets do I have. Immediately end up on like .NET, and I thought .NET was actually the library you have to install, but maybe it's not. List, queue, stack, linked lists. I have a hash set or a storage set, so I'll go for. I have a hash set of int. Okay, so I think I've now made it a list of hash sets. Isn't that a bit overkill? I think that's overkill. Why would I make it a hash set? It's not gonna. There's no crossings. There's no need for a hash set. I can just do a list. I'm gonna do a list. So I have a two-dimensional array of lists. Crazy. So then I say line grid at position. For const position of in I probably have done this already a couple of times now. For not this search. Come on, I need a for of for in. I don't have any other for really? Really interesting. I think you only have the for each loop. For each, okay, what the hell, why they do that? So you have the for each loop. So then you say for each type, variable name, position in. I don't think you can put a thing in there, okay? Cannot convert type with position. Okay, that's a vector 3 int. I already forgot the type. No, so that's how they do it for each vector 3 int. Okay, line grids, position x, position y. I don't need to add stuff to it. Add index. Yes, you think this will work? And I do console.debug log. I've been gone for a while. Mentally, that is. Whew. Okay, so this I think does solve my issue. So this should show me the line grid and should show me exactly which ones are in there, except maybe from the beginning. If I fill them up a bit. The index was outside the bounds of the array. 349. Yes, that's probably why he was even suggesting to put it, because this position x, yeah, plus, because it's negative. It's rather difficult, rather knowing that here you have a negative and when x that goes negative, three, four, nine, still the same. Object is not set to an instance of an object. Excuse me. 91, and then it's 349. Oh, it's 349 is different. This one, line grid should be properly initialized, no? But maybe not the list inside of it. Maybe this one is still null. Yes, 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 yes. Well, what if I just make it a regular int and I say I can have at least at most 2? Oh, that makes things more difficult as well. No, I'm not gonna do that. Even though I know it should normally be at most 2. So I say here current lines is way too long. I should really create a method for this. Just a helper method or something. What type is this? This is a list of int. Let's see, if current lines is null, then I say current lines equals new list of int, and then I say equals current lines, and then at the end I say current lines at index. Voila. This should hopefully work. Let's try again. Aha, okay. So it prints indeed like a whatever list, and yeah, not very useful, but it prints it. And then for each point here, shape mode. Actually, I'm thinking I might as well just go through my line grid, no? I don't even have to ask the highlight anymore. I can just here say line grid of x. Yeah. And then I say const lines equals. Nou, wacht, hè. Dat is hier. And this is a const, not a const. I'm just gonna call this a is there a set interface actually? Where is the page I had opened before? I already closed it. There. Where is it? Yeah, okay, no. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. C sharp. Yeah, okay, it's the I set. So I can say I set of int and then here crossed lines, no hash sets. Unity Visual Script. Why the hell does Unity have its own I set? Generic connection and continues with its own designs. Is that maybe because you cannot rely on .NET stuff? Like you could very well be. I set. Does it also have hash set? Okay, this doesn't say anything. I set, yeah. It only has a hash set pool. Okay, so a set. So why does it have an I set but not inherited members? I don't care about inherited members. I care about who actually implements this method. You have a type set. That's something completely different. I only see I set. I don't see set list item, but I don't see any real type of set. So why if I collection, I enumerable, I thingy? Union with. Okay. Unity I set. Unity is really weird. Using system. Where is it? Collections generic. Actually, I'm already using system collections generic. That's probably why I'm finding the I set. And so it says it's confused about what was the other one? Unity Visual Scripting. Unity Visual Scripting is this one. I probably use a lot of it, don't I? Seems like I don't use any of it. I would definitely think I would have used common license. What the hell is this? Common license. That's probably lines equals. It's not console. That's this is a what is a list? List of int lines. So not if highlighted. If lines dot. Actually, it could even be that this is null. I assume that if there's no lines on it, it's not even. If lines, so this is the same as highlighted. If lines, then I say cross lines dot add all. Cannot. Seriously, there is no. There is no at all. Not even on the hash set. Maybe on the hash set it has. I have to add them one by one. What's the problem here? Is for each loop I've done the exact same. For each inline, add line. That's really stupid, but okay. So I say if highlighted. So if lines, then I say I add them all. And I say shape mode equals not shape mode. This can go away. And then, do I even actually need the shape mode? I might not even need the shape mode. All I have to do is I have to see if crossed lines, which is initialized, yes, dot, does it have a count? Modulo 2 equals to 0. No, it's different from 0. Then I say fill the position. I do need to make the position, but I only have to make the position here in this spot now. Fill position. And I have to cast it to a vector 2 int. So actually this would even be helpful because then I don't have to create a vector 3 int, but I can just say a vector 2 int. Now, the question is, does this actually work? I have done a lot of things which I feel are a bit flaky, might be difficult to get right from the beginning, so I can very well understand that this would contain a bug. Oh yes, contains a bug. 3, 6, 6, that's still in the previous, no, 3, 6, 6, this one. That's because of this one. Maybe I should do a debug.log of. Can you do something like this? I saw him suggesting. Lines. There. Some debugging edit. I'm curious. I probably won't be able to read it. It's going to be too many zeros. Three, 6, 7. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Lines. What do you mean? What you talking about? I even do the check. If lines is not known, then I do lines.count. Otherwise, I just do 0. You think this gets evaluated no matter what in a ternary operator? Why would that be the case? Let's see again. You have to do lazy evaluation? Don't you know anything? Aha. Okay, so that seems to be kind of working. It's missing. What's it missing? The endpoints don't seem to get highlighted. This point is not taken into account. It's only this point. So here the entire edge, and I think it has to do with the line grid. Maybe I should do debug dot log adding to position. You think position will be printed properly? Kind of doubt it. I thought the end would be included. Okay. Adding 0 to -3. This is -3, 1, 0. This -6, I assume. -6, -3, 1, -1. So this will be -1. -6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This -1. This -6. How much is my grid size in Y? 6. And in X, I think it's also 6. Okay, 6. So this is -6, -5, -4. This is -3. Okay, -3, -2. -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. So this is the first one. That's where it starts. So indeed, you can see that it completely does not take the first part into account, which is actually really wrong. That's the first bug. And so then it adds this. Okay, yes, -3, -3, -2, -1, 1, 0, 2, 1. Yes. And then it says again, it doesn't take this into account. Now that's probably the beginning, the problem. I have to add current lines, add current lines, current lines, current lines. I really should fix the. I have to figure out. Does not include the start point, but does include the end point. That was for the highlighting, and remove the highlighting because his point was already highlighted. And yeah, maybe I should add a boolean flag to it saying like inclusive or not. Include start. That's for later. For now, what I can do is I can just say not current lines. I can say line grids. More easy, I can just say const positions equals or I can say list vector 3 int positions equals new list, and then I say start, and I say positions dot add. You're not gonna tell me that list also doesn't have an add all. At range. Apparently they call it at range. So maybe I could have done it with the other one as well. At range. What do you mean at a range? It's not a range, that's really a stupid name. Okay, so apparently the at range does exist because I have it in my documentation here, but it's not an I enumerable. It's because it's a array. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, yes, and even this one doesn't really properly work with creating it. Damn, and then they say, oh, okay, yeah. Position.at start for each So this might actually already fix it. So it's stupid I have to do it. And this actually I might cross lines dot at range. I thought I uncommented the visual scripting. Yes, I did uncomment it. Oh, not I commented it out. So I is still saying the biggest difference between visual scripting and system collection is generic. There is no such thing as visual scripting. Because my visuals. Why did it include it again? Weird. Maybe there's a good reason for it. The at range. Does Unity have an at range on its iSet? Maybe that's why it wants to flip it. At? No, it also only has an at. Okay, so there's no at range. Nope. The hash set? Nope. Okay, so then let's see. Visual scripting is back again. I'm not even sure what the link is. Never seen this one. Link. Okay, so it must have gotten confused with the at range, and I'm thinking like, well, then I should include the visual scripting. No, you don't need to include the visual scripting. We don't do visual scripting. Not even sure what the visual scripting package actually is for. Okay, so now hopefully this works. This is completely messed up. To be expected, because this now has two lines. What was my reasoning? What was my thinking again? Oh my god, I really forgot. This has, because this now says you cross two lines. I think a point should not say you cross two lines. This should only be counted as one line. Is that going to work with... That's not going to work if my point... Yeah, how does that work? How many lines do I cross if I'm here? Well, I mean, clearly I cross two lines because I have this one and I have this one. But at the same time, it's not I only cross one because I'm here. But so which line is it? Then I guess I have to go back to the old approach and who the hell? Okay, yeah, okay, I understand what it does. It does it in a very ugly way. So I mean, like this seemed to work better, but not really. But I still understand. Okay, well, let's really debug this. Why is this not working? Because here, okay, this one doesn't have this line, but this one should have that line. So why is this not being? That's actually there's something wrong with my highlighted here. If oh yeah, because I only do cross lines counted. And how many did I cross here? Well, because this one is because this one is part of this line of the end line. Then I have to say if lines is not null or crossed lines. So if lines is different from null, so if line is not null, then I know that this is a line itself, so I have to mark it. Almost. Almost. What's going wrong here? So this works perfectly, this one does not work perfectly. This will have 1. I already forgot what actually the issue was. What's the figure I drew? So I have this, this, this. Okay, so it's here this part because this is yeah, the problem is here with this line. Huh? So this is one line, this counts as 1. But this because this is a start point. A start point does not get counted as being part of a line, so this is not being seen as a line. So I see I have one line, I have 2 lines here. That's what it does wrong. It thinks like this is 1 line, this is 2 lines. It does not see that this is a 3rd line. It only sees this line coming in, it sees this line going out, but it doesn't see this line going there. So it just actually should be 3, total 3, but it's not. And the reason for that is... Why was that not working again? Because if I do it like this, then I see this as 2 lines. The problem also, of course, is that this does not work for anything where I have this kind of structure. Yes. Okay, this is something to think about. How I'm gonna fix this. I mean, like, I can fix this by counting. Simply doing this. Huh? There I count the start position as well. The problem is then it will be wrong in other places where every spot where I have a node which is horizontal. This, for instance, will give issues. This also gives issues for some weird reason. How that? 1, 2, 3. Wait, so I have 1, 2, 3. So this point thinks it actually crossed 3 lines because it crossed 1 line, then it crossed this 2nd line, and then it crossed this 3rd line. I really think horizontal lines should not be counted. I think it's that simple. But that doesn't fix this issue because this is not a horizontal line, this is not a horizontal line. And that's 2. 1, 2, 3. But the thing is, technically you didn't cross this line, did you? This, surprisingly enough, works out because it's 2. Yes, it's 2, so it doesn't count it. Yes, okay, that's correct. This does not work because here it counts this as 2 and it counts this as 2 as well. So that's why this is 4 and this here is 2, this is 0. Whereas actually, I mean, the thing is technically this should be a point and that's a problem, you know, like, so I can only count this point already once. But the problem is if I count it only once, then this will be a problem. Because then I count this point only once. Maybe I should not count this at all, but if I do not count this at all, then this will be 0. Difficulties, difficulties. I don't know what to do with this, and this is also a weird case. So this is something I still have to think about, and I will look into it. We'll continue with it next week. Hopefully, I come up with a solution that's correct for all situations. I think the biggest issue is that this actually is a real actual point, and maybe I have to treat points separately, differently. That I know, like, well, this is a point, so it's not a line. This is a line. This is a point. This as well is a line. These are 2 points. So I mean, like, the question is like, what did you cross here? Well, you crossed 2 points and 1 line, but you didn't really cross it. Well, actually, technically you did cross one line. Second line, third line. I don't know. That's the conclusion it comes to now. It's like, oh, I've crossed 3 lines, so I must be inside the shape. Well, this line does not count as crossing. That's a problem. So it knows it's this line, and this line, but it doesn't know how it crossed it. And this actually, yeah, thinks it crossed it, but it's a horizontal line, so it shouldn't. Okay, that's something I will try to figure out for next week. I'll see you then. Bye.